Julia, which mineral would you say is the most important for stomach health?
I have a somewhat boring answer to that. Every single mineral is of great importance. That is easy to prove. There is also a second answer. In 80% of cases, children with gastroduodenitis, chronic gastroduodenitis, are found to have a zinc deficiency in their blood serum. And I have to tell you that zinc in the blood only accounts for 2% of its total content in the body. All the rest, 98%, is intracellular zinc. And if we already see a decrease in the serum, then it is definitely missing in the cell. However, I would call hair mineral analysis the best analysis for minerals, because there we can identify a chronic situation that has been going on for weeks or months. In the blood, we can only detect an acute change, and we do not know when it began. So as not to get too sidetracked now, I will give you 10 reasons why your whole stomach should love zinc, and after that we will add another molecule that will multiply the beneficial effect on the gastrointestinal tract. Zinc is the most important trace element that regulates the activity of the immune system, including the immune system of the gastrointestinal tract. Zinc regulates division, that is, the replication of DNA and RNA strands, and thus cell division and its renewal. Zinc is a component of the enzyme carbonic anhydrous, and carbonic anhydrous is an enzyme that helps us produce hydrochloric acid in the stomach. Hydrochloric acid is the be-all and end-all for the health of our stomach. Zinc is a component of the enzyme superoxide dismutase 1, which is found in the plasma of all cells and protects them from free radicals, from destruction by free radicals. And here I am thinking primarily of the cells of the mucosa. Our own antioxidant is superoxide dismutase. In experiments, a sufficient amount of zinc in the animal's body prevented the development of damage to the gastric mucosa, even in the presence of factors that cause this damage. For example, ethanol, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory substances, or high concentrations of hydrochloric acid. And if erosion was already present, a sufficient amount of zinc accelerated the regeneration. Zinc restores the synthesis of prostaglandin E2 in the gastric mucosa. What actually is this prostaglandin E2? By the way, the one that is blocked by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory substances. Basically, it is responsible for protecting the stomach. Thanks to it, the synthesis of mucin, that is the protective mucus, and of bases in the stomach wall that protect against acid, takes place. In addition, zinc improves blood flow to the gastric mucosa, which naturally improves the supply of nutrients and thus increases the speed of healing. In the presence of zinc, the level of energy-rich ATP molecules increases. ATP are the most important molecules thanks to which we receive energy. And when energy is present, then healing also takes place. Energy is our everything. Zinc has a local anti-inflammatory and wound healing effect. Just think about it. Zinc ointment for bruises, injuries, and small cuts is in every store and every pharmacy. An indispensable substance for the home medicine cabinet. If we heal externally, then we also heal internally just as well. And finally, the icing on the cake. Adding zinc improves the effectiveness of anti-Helicobacter therapy. Even if antibiotic therapy was carried out, in the presence of zinc, eradication, that is, the removal of the Helicobacter infection, occurred faster. And now we add the molecular structure of carnosine to the zinc and get a chelated compound with the best absorption capacity. Zinc carnosine in particular is possibly the best form of zinc for healing the mucous membranes of the gastrointestinal tract.
Julia, what actually is carnosine and what is a chelated compound?
Yes, carnosine is one of the substances for longevity. It is a dipeptide, which means it consists of 2 amino acids, beta-alanine and histidine, a very strong antioxidant. That means it protects against free radicals, protects the cell membranes, so it's a membrane protector. Carnosine is able to bind heavy metals and excess hydrogen ions. We speak of excess hydrogen ions when we think of the acidification of the body. The scientist Frolov discovered as early as 1936 the ability of carnosine to improve the epithelialization of the stomach and intestines in gastric ulcers. Carnosine shortens the duration of all phases of the inflammatory process and is also a molecule that prevents cell aging. What did the scientists come up with? They took a zinc molecule and surrounded it with a carnosine molecule. A chelated compound was created because the zinc is held, so to speak, by these amino acids, like with pincers. Chelate means pincers. And in the end, we got zinc carnosine, a substance with the best absorption capacity. This is already a bioavailable form compared to inorganic zinc preparations. Faster absorption, faster onset of action. And overall, zinc carnosine has made a name for itself as the best regenerator for the gastrointestinal tract. Therefore, if you haven't considered zinc as a helper for healing the mucous membranes, look out for zinc carnosine. With you is Julia Schlotthauer, the advocate for your mitochondria. Subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Write your comments. That's all for today. See you next time.